Oh, okay. This is Al's voice. I mean Albert's voice. It's like so. We're gonna talk about the. Okay. Now testing quick CPU. Now it depends on what type of system you have. If you notice anything strange in your system after running that program, of course you don't have to have it automatically load all the time because it's unlocking your poor parking and stuff like that. Another alternative to that is, yeah, Wise 365. Even though this is a program for cleaning, this also has some cool features. You already know about the Game Booster. What is Game Booster doing? It's actually freeing up RAM. Now, if I hit this, it'll free up. It depends how much RAM you got in your system. It'll free up because it's telling you what's using up a lot of RAM. You got Service Optimizer, Processor Optimizer. Chrome could use a lot of RAM. Well, that's megabytes. It also has, well, you add these modules, Memory Optimizer, where it can clean out the RAM. It can clean out the clipboard while optimizing. Because when you copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, what do you think all that goes to? Yeah, the clipboard has memory. Everything, remember, everything you do, it revolves about memory. And it tells you right here, available RAM, use RAM in real time, and how much percentage. I mean, you could hit this and it does it automatically. But I'm just letting you know, there's all alternatives. Anyway, that's this here. This is Wise. This is, see, there it is, OneDrive. Also, look and see what's running here. What you really don't need to be loaded up. Well, these two will disappear, but I'm just saying what really needs to be loaded. Another thing too is when system, and here is more things you can clean. Besides the PC checkup, it just does a random cleaning. You have registry cleaner, common cleaner, advanced cleaner, and big file cleaner. This will actually show you what's going on in your OneDrive as well. If you want to remove it, it's mostly images. Submit the system, advanced cleaner. When you scan this, as you can see, there's stuff in yellow. You can configure this. And what you want to remove. I mean, they do a lot of things. The logs and the backup stuff, that's up to you if you want to keep in temporary files, and logs and some of that you can clean, you can get rid of. That's up to you. Because the system is going to generate all stuff. Every time you use the operating system, it's going to generate files. See, that's an alternative to that. It might not have such an impact on the system as Quick CPU. Don't get me wrong, Quick CPU it's a pretty good program. I mean, it does a lot. It can make your computer run at full power. But remember, when running a computer at full power, you're gonna have to have a good cooling system. But if you notice anything weird, then you need to fix that. Then we have DNS benchmark. I know it could be a tedious program. Right now, you got Also, you might be using your ISP DSP for that, for your DSP. So some of the third parties, of course, you could pay for DSP, but you're not running a full business. If you're running a full business, you get more security, more protection. Some of the DSPs are much faster than the Google and your ISP. So if you have a wireless device on your network, it's if you're under YouTube and YouTube is saying it's taking too long to load or it's hiccuping, then it could be the DS yeah the DNS causing the problem, not DSP. Sorry, it's the DNS causing the problem. If you switch it in your router, make sure that all your PC's NIC card does not have um, DNS set to manual, or it does it automatically and it adds something else. It should be automatic. Same thing with the DHCP. It should be automatic, unless you're forcing an IP address on a certain model. In your router, you can prioritize one PC to do certain tasks. But remember, when you prioritize that one item, the whole network is going to be aimed at that one PC. So if you notice anything weird in your system, just be careful. Quick CPU. It's very powerful. It does a lot. Do you need to load it up every time? Well, that's up to you. But if you're playing online gaming, if you're playing certain games, you might not accept it. Now, on this machine here, you might hear a little buzz. I did turn off the fans. I had 24. Well, actually, what I had was 8 fans. I had 8 fans. So cool. I'm gonna have to take this laptop apart and see if the heat sink the fan that comes with the laptop. See if the silver needs to be cleaned and changed. I think it does, because after so many years, it needs to be looked after. But right now, this machine is pretty good for its age. But then again, I modified it. I made some changes, replaced a lot of stuff, so it's gonna run perfect. It's not bad. Acer did a good job in this one. I did have a 17-inch laptop. I should take it away from the X. I gave that to her. That was an Acer 17-inch laptop. That was a huge thing. Then at the time we had a German Shepherd, and it jumped up and it damaged the keys. Yes. Got too excited one time, and its paw damaged the keyboard. And at the time, I couldn't find a vendor. I found somebody on eBay in South Carolina. It cost me like $40 to ship me a new keyboard. And at that time, I was, I repair laptops. I take them apart and fix them. Did a lot of Dells. Most of the business vendors, people drinking coffee and hot chocolate, pouring on the keyboards, shorting out the keyboards. Even though it was under warranty, I was still told, hey, you need to fix this, or a cracked, smash panel, take out the whole panel, replace panels when they're not working, all sorts of things. Yeah. With the right tools, you can do a lot of things. Anyway, besides the point is that this thing is running at full speed. This thing is running fast. Running fast on its own. Keeping it at 1.70, which is the max for it. I know the processor, wasn't as fast at the time. I'm still looking into these micro PCs. There's a lot of them on the market. A lot of them are really cheap. eBay, I just leery buying stuff from eBay. I mean, I did buy 4 desktops one time from eBay, from the vendor. I mean, it was alright. Didn't see much problem. All those units I bought, I had to replace the processors. I got the processors off eBay. Got the memory off eBay. Everything was off eBay. Yeah, but then you have Amazon. You got Amazon vendors and you got Walmart vendors. Yeah, you can get stuff from Walmart vendors too. But when they go through Walmart, if you have any problem with the vendor on Walmart, the vendor been out of shape because they don't want to lose their spot. Same thing with Amazon. The vendor would take care of it. Now I don't know on eBay. It's kind of I never really able to talk to the vendor again. Some of them disappear. I had one vendor never send me the item, and I had to go after eBay. It was a three-way on that. I did get my money refunded. He skipped town on the money, so that's why I drawback with eBay. Yeah. But I'm still looking at these micro PCs. I like the ones with a 3 monitor hookup. And I would need at least 16 or 32 gig of RAM. But you can always add the RAM afterwards. Yeah, an i5 quad core would do me well. I mean, yeah. They have a AMD accelerated processor, A6 series. That's still dual core. No, it's a dual core. It's a dual core. Okay. But and it's dirt cheap. I mean, you can pay like anywhere from $50 and up for those used ones. They're all gonna be used. They're off their lease from the client. I never had a client give me a PC. Hey, but see, they use surplus. Before, the clients used to throw away the desktops. Yeah, they didn't want them anymore. The printers, they just throw it in the dumpster. But now they use third-party vendor coming with their truck and pick up the surplus. Because they make money too. They send it back to South America and stuff like that to make good money with third-party printers. Yeah, so all those printers you see at CVS corporate, yeah, CVS has CVS, the pharmacy company, they have corporate center, and all their printers when they're retired, they send them a company will come and pick it up, and you just sit there and you watch them. You get paid for doing that too. I don't work for CVS, but I mean the companies. Like I do work for HP and a couple other places like that. But I'm just saying that I had to wait around for this guy to come in his truck, and I don't really. All I do is stack it to one side, and they do the rest. We don't help them. That's what they're getting paid for. So they pick up the old equipment, but they make a lot of money. But before you had those, the companies would just throw the PC away. Then yes, then you could help yourself, laptops and stuff. But a lot of desktops, if they're not abused in a business, then it'd be okay. If they've been abused, then you gotta watch out. Now these surplus companies, they're supposed to take the PC, clean it out, test it out completely, see if it replace any parts that need to be replaced. Then they sell it at whatever price they want. So you could get like a $1,000 little unit or a $900 unit for like half price, dirt cheap. It depends on the processor. But I think anything like an i5 quad core or better would be good. i7s, it depends, because you gotta stop and think, what are you going to be using the mini for? Are you replacing a desktop because you want to save power? Because a desktop PC can use a lot of power. So that's what you got to think about. I know you can use them as servers. Yeah, because they're like a little... They're basically not a desktop. They're like a little workstation. They're designed for business needs. Because what is business? Business have the PC on all day long. It's running calculations, spreadsheets. It's doing a lot of work. That's why a lot of them have they might have 3 DP display ports, or they might have 2 display ports and the VGA port. Now those VGAs can run HDMI. Quality might not be the best, so remember about that. Now right now my HP, I got a DVI. And that's a digital video interface. Those don't run audio. There's no audio on that. Audio has to be run through. Well, see on that Dell, it has a fiber optic port on the back, so you can run it through that. Well, what I'm saying is you, that VGA is what I got. Now, I all I need is something to run three monitors. You know, I have one monitor in landscape, the other one in portrait, and another one in, maybe two in portrait, so I can actually see what I'm doing. And then the biggest one would be landscape. I do have a lot of monitors here. I had a lot of equipment. Most of it I had to leave behind. I had a whole closet full of inkjet printers from HP because I never. It was cheaper to buy the printer than buy the ink. So that's what I know. That's kind of crazy, but I know a lot of people do the same thing. I had a network closet that I built from scratch. Network and stuff like that. I had a lot of wire. I had it made, but couldn't stay at that house anymore. Left a lot of laptops behind. I think my ex she kept it all. Yeah, but they're obsolete. They're mostly D600s, Dell 600 series. They're good for running Windows 7. I don't even think Windows 10. At the time, I don't know if I had 10 on them. Then I had some. I like to buy a used monitor, like kind of rent issues. I had one monitor that would rotate. That was what's that Korean company? What was it? The Korean car company. What the hell? Man, I forgot the name. Shoot. they make monitors as well. Because a lot of these car companies from Korea, they make monitors. Samsung makes computers. Sony make computers. I don't think Sony make them. Panasonic had made computers. Their equipment was really. Oh yeah, that's right. Panasonic made the Toughbook. Got one of those dirt cheap off eBay. That would be sensible to have it. These laptops are gonna get this, especially this one here. I mean, it still works, but it's getting old. I was able to save it. I can get battery replacement. I can get parts for it. I can keep it going. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to let you know there's an alternative to quick CPU. Just be careful. Watch it. Make sure watch it. I know you want to set your machine running at peak performance, and especially on the Gateway, the new ones from Walmart. You make them run faster. But remember, run faster means a lot of heating, and you have to be careful. It's like Other than that, you can play around with that. It's a good little program. It does work, and we also have. So does Wise. So you can imagine. So we got 1, 2, 3 browsers open. We have we have a capture program going on, and we have the memory program, and we're using almost 4 gig of RAM. So if you had a 4 gig system, that's gonna, and you have 4 gig free. That's why you need a minimum of a 8 gig system. Do not buy anything below 8. It and I know this stuff out there is really 4 gig of RAM, but it's not enough. You need that first 4. Figure that Windows is gonna need it, and if it can't, it's gonna use swap drive. Now swap drive is gonna be SSD, so since and now SSD is a little faster, but physical RAM is a lot different. It'll keep swapping a lot. But, oh yeah, this Wise memory optimizer is free. They don't charge for that. They don't charge for that, and they don't charge for the Wise booster. The booster does the same, but the booster does a little bit more things than this. I mean, you can run both. I mean, it's up to you. But the booster doesn't have to be running in memory. Now, this thing is getting really hot. I'm pushing this laptop like crazy. And this laptop, let me see something. video on here and it's shot in 4K. I think this laptop will do 4K. No, it will do 4K. Yeah, wait, every this is running in case. Got it cheap. I think it might be $9 for it. Got it from a vendor off of Amazon. He had a whole bunch of them. He was selling them very cheap. A lot of people don't have to open up their they don't have to open up their systems. This is it. Let me pause this. I don't want to play it. Where did this go? Yeah, see? It can go 4K. Even though this laptop, not design. I don't know how it is with the well, it's my stuff, so I can run it because I have a funny thing with. It's gonna buckle because we got the video caption on, but it could run 4K. It's gonna run it slowly. I mean, we can drop it down to 2K if you don't want to do 4K. But as you can see, the option with this video, with this processor, I'll keep it at that. But it can go to 4K. You know, you would have to use quick CPU on this to run at 4K. You wouldn't have to go wired gig if it would run smooth. It's a lot of factors involved in that to make it go. Yeah. But you see how quick it is to switch through screens. Man, this thing's getting hot. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm just letting you know. So right now, I don't have quick CPU running on this. I'm trying the Wyse, the Wyse, and the Wyse memory optimizer. I always have this is Wyse 365, and this is the Wyse. All my computers have this configuration, except for the Chrome OS. Well, Chrome OS really doesn't really need much. I mean, you can run SD-Made, and that's about it, and that will clean up that system. But other than that, you really, you really don't need all that stuff. Not like these x86s or 64 bits. Really need to be done. Well, anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for you guys are not looking at the DNS. The DNS, you should teach you about that. How to speed up your internet connection, or how to fix some issues in internet connection. I'm not gonna talk about that right now. And the TCP/IP, well, that would go with this program. Oh, 2.2K. Hey, thanks you guys. Wow, that's a lot. 2,000. Good program. Though, for those of you who said you couldn't run it, you need to run it as administrator. And make sure it's not on the network. Make sure it's on the physical drive. You can have it on a partition drive or an extra hard drive on your system. It'll run like that. And make sure you put it in its own folder, because it dumps backup files out in case you have to restore, because it's going to make some changes to the registry. So does Wyse Cleaner, does the same thing. Not to the point where this does more. I mean, Wyse, I told them when I was helping them out with the Wyse 365 that they should have TCP optimize the settings. They said they were going to have the same thing. I don't know. But you can double check with this, and you can see what they have. But this is not a bad little program. And if you can't get that, then this has it in there too. Or Wise Game Booster has network settings in there too. You can optimize, yeah. And also on your NIC card, it has extra features. Everything should be enabled that has IP4 offload. So because you want to offload the CPU and use the NPU. NPU stands for Network Processor Unit. Yes, the CPU for the NIC card. They all have it. You don't want to tap your CPU for networking. You see that? That's the whole. That's what offload means. So look in your your NIC configuration, and you'll see settings that you can offload the load from your CPU. So you understand how that goes, and they have that for Wi-Fi as well. All right, guys. Thanks again for everybody, because I don't see much women on here doing tech stuff. It's well, there's some actually. So it's okay. Everyone, I'll say everyone instead. Okay, everyone, take care. Thanks again for watching, and do subscribe to the channel because trying to make the channel grow. I'll be updating on a daily basis, or whenever I see that there is a need to update, because I'm on the PC all the time, 24/7. That's what I do. Everybody has their own forte, as I say. That's me. Let me see something. Can I do it this way? Right click. Okay, stop the recording. Alright, that's it. Thanks again. I'm gone.